All right, today we're going to unpack something simple, but honestly so powerful. It's an idea that could completely shift how you see your own impact on the world. We're talking about the incredible echoing power of kindness. Just take a second and let that sink in. I mean, really let it land. Because this, right here, it isn't just a nice, feel-good saying. It's a powerful principle. It's something that explains so much about how we connect with the world and, with each other. And what's so fascinating about this is when you really look at it, this beautiful idea, well, it's more than just a poem. It's a formula. Yeah, like a real practical recipe for living a life that feels more connected, more meaningful. Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever felt that warmth you get right after helping someone out? Or maybe you've been on the other side. You're having a really tough day and someone does something unexpectedly kind and it just flips everything around. Well, in this explainer, that's exactly what we're going to dig into. We're going to break down the mechanics of this whole beautiful idea. All right, let's dive right in. We're going to start with the very first action in this formula and the immediate, almost automatic reaction that happens inside of us. This right here perfectly captures that idea of reciprocity. It's not a one-way street, The energy you put out there to lift someone else up, it doesn't just vanish into thin air. Nope. It creates this equal opposite lift inside of you. It's like an immediate return on your emotional investment. And get this, there's actually a scientific term for it. It's called reciprocal altruism. Now, this isn't about being selfish at all. It's a brilliant reward system that's literally wired into our biology. I mean, from an evolutionary perspective, it makes total sense, right? It encourages cooperation and support, which is exactly what helps communities thrive. It's almost like nature itself is giving us a little nudge saying, hey, go be compassionate. Okay, so let's move on to the next phase. Let's see how this whole thing builds beyond just that initial internal feeling and really starts to interact with the world around you. This is where we start to see joy as something way more than just a fleeting feeling. It's not something you spend and then it's gone. No, it's an energy you release into the world. And that energy, it travels, it transforms. And a little piece of it always finds its way back home to you. And this is a really key distinction to make. Unlike, say, money or your lunch, positive emotions like joy and kindness, they actually get bigger when they're shared. They amplify. Giving them away doesn't just not hurt you, it actually makes them stronger. Okay, now we're getting to the really mind-blowing part. So we talked about that internal lift, we talked about the boomerang effect, but right here, this is where the impact just explodes. It expands exponentially, growing so much bigger than that one single thing you did at the start. I absolutely love this concept, the kindness echo. It's such a great way to think about it. Imagine your good deed isn't like a rock you drop in a pond, where the ripples eventually fade out. Imagine it's a sound wave. It doesn't just travel and disappear. It bounces off walls, it reflects, it multiplies, and it keeps resonating long, long after you've gone quiet. And here's the crazy thing about this echo. The math just doesn't add up, at least not in the way we're used to. We are not talking about simple addition here, 1 + 1 = 2. Oh no, it is so much bigger than that. It multiplies. Think about it. A single act of kindness you do for one person. Well, that might inspire them to be kind to 3 other people. And those 3 people, they might go on to affect others. You're not just adding one good deed to the world. You're starting a chain reaction. So with all this potential for these world-changing chain reactions, you gotta be thinking, okay, what's the catch? What does it actually cost to get this thing started? That's right, the cost is 0, a big fat nothing. A kind word, a moment of your time, sharing a smile. These incredibly powerful acts are 100% free. Okay, so if the cost is nothing, then what's the actual value? What is the real worth of these small, maybe seemingly insignificant sparks of happiness? They're worth, well, everything. Because a single tiny spark has the power to light up a dark moment. It can turn around someone's entire day, and sometimes it can change the entire course of a life. You should never, ever underestimate that. And all of this entire powerful formula, it brings us right back to where it matters most. It brings it back to you and to the choices you're making every single day. So let's just wrap this all up, bring it all together. This is the kindness formula in action. Every single positive choice you make creates a ripple effect. It lifts you up instantly, it comes back to you eventually, and it multiplies out in the world, creating these echoes of goodness that, honestly, you might never even know about. And so that brings us right here, To you, right now. This is your personal call to action. Look, it doesn't have to be some huge, grand gesture. It can be just one small spark. So the only question left is, what's your spark gonna be today?